died, so too did the American President John F. Kennedy, shot dead in Dallas, Texas. A County Tyrone man was driving the presidential car that day. Julie McCulloch has been speaking to his nephew.
Here is County Tyrone man Bill Greer driving President Kennedy just moments before the shooting in Dallas.
News has just come in that President Kennedy has been shot.
The first thing I heard was bang, bang, bang. I thought it was, you see, there's outriders motorcycles on either side of it, and I thought it was one of them. Until in the mirror I saw Mrs. Kennedy stretching out over the back seat of the car, and the kellerman, he was the Secret Service and was sitting on my right hand side, and he says, "Bill, let's get the hell out of here." He says, "We've been hit."
It is with deep regret that we announce that President Kennedy is dead. He was shot down as he was driving in an open car through the city of Dallas, Texas.
The 22nd of November 1963 has since become a day that people don't tend to forget.
It was a Friday evening, coming down from evening prayer. President Kennedy's been shot dead, and suddenly the world changed forever.
I can remember the shock, and I remember going up to the hospital and telling my mum, and the whole hospital was talking about the Royal Victoria Hospital. All the nurses were talking about it, and some of them were actually crying.
He says, it actually just tore me to pieces when he died. Tore me to pieces. Because he says, I really liked the man. Really liked him.
Of that day that started so brightly.
So it must have been hard when some people questioned his actions on the day.
It's really only after the Kennedy assassination that the rules are firmly changed at the Secret Service. Now, if shots ring out, the Secret Service drivers are instructed to accelerate and get out of the situation immediately. You know, poor Greer just, he heard shots, he worried about his passengers, he turned his head, he may have put his foot on the brake. And again, tragically, that may have made it easier for Oswald to fire again.
But Ken says the Kennedy family only had good words to say about his uncle.
Mrs. Kennedy actively sent him a letter, and all the things that you wrote would have brought tears. She said, John really loved you, Bill. And you were like brothers, but what I liked about it, you were with them from the beginning to the end. Jacqueline Kennedy.
I actually have a copy of a letter sent to Bill's widow Mary when he died in 1985. It's from Ted Kennedy, JFK's brother, and in it he says her husband served 5 presidents with distinction. He says Bill was conscientious, courageous and committed, and he said he was also a man of tremendous compassion who had shared the burden of their grief.
A fellow who went from nothing to what he did. Justly proud, really am. He's a wonderful man. Wonderful man. Proud of him. Yeah, really proud of him. His memory will live forever.
A family tribute to the driver, the man from Stewartstown in County Tyrone.